It's Talk to America here. Just a member of the Joe Q Public. I've got granddaughters and daughters here. Son worried about. Got a niece that I can't seem to talk to. Doesn't want to understand what's going on in America. Trying to figure out why we can't call a liar a liar. Why we can't figure out what's going on in this country. I guess that's where we'll start. Get in discussions with my niece about just about everything. She put on Facebook, this is probably where it really, I don't get it. She put on Facebook that she's tired of old white American men sending young white boys to die, or sending young Americans to die. Let's put it that way. You have to say it right. I'm trying to figure out how this can be. There's plenty of them that did it, but there's also not a white man that's a president. Neither here nor there is color, but I guess in this instance it is because he's not white. But he's the one that owns 2/3 of the deaths in Afghanistan, and he's the one that owns most of the money being spent there. He's also the one that got 4 Americans killed in Benghazi, and I wish people in America would wake up to what happened here. Because these people asked for help, they didn't get it. As a matter of fact, they're heroes that they didn't get it because they were told to stand down. 3 times they asked for permission to go help these guys, and including an ambassador, Ambassador Stevens. But they're all heroes because they disobeyed orders and they went and tried to help them. They went to try to help them, and they ended up, it cost them their lives. So I consider that to be a hero. I also consider it to be criminal that we now know that they asked for help and it was denied when there was help there. Now our military, whom I couldn't think more of, they're heroes to me. And I don't understand now how anybody would go into this country for service if we're just going to not help them, if we're going to leave them there to die. This country, I do not understand why the media won't cover this. I just don't understand it. Somebody has to answer this. I don't know if it's Obama, Hillary Clinton. Somebody has to answer for this. It just has to come. This country's a mess. We got so many people unemployed, people on welfare, yet we got a president that says they don't need to, used to be. Back in 1994, we had even Bill Clinton, who I don't understand why he's not coming out and backing this up. He's not getting mad about this, where they took out the need to work to get welfare, to find a job, to train somebody to find a job on welfare instead of just giving them money. Same thing with food stamps. Why? You can't drug test them on food stamps. Why? Why would we give our money to somebody who's just going to spend it on drugs? That's the problem in this country right now. My money's being stolen from me. Everybody's just being stolen from them. This we can't stop spending in this country. I don't understand why we have to spend in this country, why we can't stop spending, why we can't cut. And then they tell me we got to raise taxes too. Why? If we've already given them the money and you give them more money, they're just going to waste that too. Explain to me how that makes sense math-wise. Why would you give them money? More taxes than you're trying to spend. What are they going to do with the money you give them? Why can't we just take some spending cuts here and the money that if I don't know if Romney can do this or not, but I know that Obama can. He's already proved he can't. Nothing against him. He just has proved he can't do it. So let's give Romney a chance. And if he does get this country rolling again, that money needs to go toward the debt. $16 trillion. It's immoral. My kids and grandkids, I've got a little grandson, not 3 years old, and he already owes the government $50,000 for his take of he's done nothing but being born. He was born. Why does he have to pay $50,000 just to be born? I don't understand. That's not immoral. I don't know what is. That's probably the biggest problem in this country is over the last 100 years, this country has slowly taken God out of it. This is the biggest problem we have. No more belief in God and the morals that if we believed in God, we would be a moral society. We used to be a moral society. We used to believe in God, and look what it's got us. Oh my God, I can't believe what it's got us, all this crap that goes on. Every day there's a story of how more and more and more our morals are being broken down. Why? Why? Well, it's probably the easiest part of it is, it's socialism. People don't want to, it isn't that bullcrap. It is socialism. It's been socialism in this country. I used to be a Democrat. I drank the Kool-Aid. I now have woken up and say, oh my God, man, what are we doing to this country? We own auto companies. We own AIG, those insurance companies. The auto companies, they say that Murdoch gave away our money on this deal we had, secured investments for the major moves, our transportation deal where we leased out our toll road. So why if we did that, and Murdoch tried that when the Chrysler came in and said, no, we have to give it to the unions. Why? They were secured loans. 100 years, more than 100 years of law given away. Why? That's what he did. He protected our money. Now, I wanted him to go fight for it. I can't believe we lost it. How can we lose it? It was secured. So you're telling me that all of us lost our investment because we had to give a car company to a union, two car companies? And actually, Fiat bought out them, and they made their money back. But not GM. We're sitting here with, what, $30–40 billion worth of stock that we'll never see. Obama won't sell it back to these guys, and I'm conflicted on this whole deal because we got $30–40 billion in stock that's worthless. Really? Why? Why? Why does the union need to own a company? To me, I'm not anti-union, but I tell you what, if the union and GM put themselves in this mess, they both wanted more than they could handle. They couldn't get along. So why, as a taxpayer, why do I got to pay for it? That shouldn't have been. It should not have been. They should have went through bankruptcy, GM, and the union should have just suffered right along with them because they both wanted too much. They just wanted too much. They both crapped it away. There's no other way to put it. Yet I got to come in and save them. All this country's got to come in and save them. Heck, half of us don't even pay taxes anymore. That's another thing. I don't understand why does it have to be class warfare? I'm not rich. I'm barely middle class at that. I'm not. But I don't think I should be pounding the rich because they make money. I don't see why Romney made money, what the deal is there. And then you complain that he didn't pay enough percent of taxes on it. He paid for it when he earned it, and then he paid for it to invest it. He got taxed twice. So these things are, this crap. Romney's supposedly killed a woman over insurance when he wasn't even there. And she had moved on. She had insurance. She dropped it. I don't understand. This is all crap. We as a country have come to where we just constantly attack people. The government attacks people. We're citizens. We're supposed to be the government. Why? Why are we attacked? Why is the government attacking a normal citizen? Why? This deal with they're blaming Romney for everything. Romney isn't the president. He doesn't hold office. What did he do? He's trying to fix it. Murdoch and what's the guy's Rand Paul. Murdoch and Rand Paul both have over $6–7 trillion plans to cut the spending and cut the deficit in this country. I haven't heard anything about, well, other than them telling us. You can't get what's his name, Boehner, Speaker of the House. He doesn't help us. I'm with the Tea Party, 9/12, and I keep hearing how we're evil, we're racist, we're all this crap. We're just trying to save this country. I don't understand. What did we do wrong? We're not trying. All we're trying to do is save my kids and grandkids. Boehner, he's done nothing for us. The Tea Party's got nothing here. They keep saying we've ruined this country. We haven't gotten anything we've asked for. Nothing. We didn't get anything out of this. Boehner needs to go. If the Tea Party were anything, Boehner wouldn't be there, and we'd have somebody in there. We don't. I can't say anything about McConnell because that's Harry Reid, and this guy's he just toes the line. He doesn't care. He's supposedly Supposed to be a Mormon, but I don't see him. Obama, he's supposed to be religious, and if you listen to his 20 years of I don't even know what to call Reverend Wright, other than not a Christian, I know that. But I don't understand how if he was there 20 years of goddamn America, that's not good to me. So why? I mean, you're telling me after 20 years he didn't pick any of this up? He didn't listen to anything. He married him. He married Michelle and Barack. I don't understand how they didn't learn anything from this, or they're not trying to use it on us. This country needs to read a book called How to Kill 11 Million People. That's what socialism, Stalin killed people. That's all they ever do. They kill people. The only thing that's ever treated people, I don't understand. There's Hitler. He was socialist. That didn't get anywhere. Communism, Stalin, I'm sorry. Stalin
was a communist, killed people, millions of people. Mao Zedong killed people. Chairman Mao, he killed. Communism killed millions of people. I don't understand. We want to go that way? Europe, they're getting overrun. They're broke. We want to go that way? Why do we have to be like everybody else? We're America. We've had 250 years almost of nothing but excellence. Why should we go somewhere else? Why should we go back? We should be going forward. This country can be saved. But it's got to go back to the thing called the Constitution, what this country was founded upon. There were a lot of smart men that founded this country, and they did it right. And we've had nothing but prosperity for all those years. And now, the last 100 years, we've had, since Teddy Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson, nothing but this socialism. Everything the government. The problem is we're supposed to be the government. We, the people, are supposed to be the government. That's how this should be. And that's how we've lost it, too. We've become complacent. All the government, I was a Democrat. They gave me everything. Oh, yeah, great. Then I realized we've spent ourselves into oblivion. All this they've given us, we don't have. This stimulus, all it did was these public unions. It made sure California got $8 billion just to make sure that their unions could stay solvent. Why? I didn't promise them that. The government did. Politicians did so they could keep getting elected. This is insanity. This is insanity. You're stealing from us. You're absolutely stealing from us. I keep hearing people, no, it's not theft, it is theft. It's theft. When you just keep giving away everything we make and there's nobody accountable for it, generation after generation of politicians just keep doing it. It's been 100 years. They just keep taking more and more. Now look at the mess we're in. Look at the mess we're in. And that's actually, I consider it to be my fault. I'm part of the problem. I let them do it. And we're starting this Occupy Wall Street crap. This is no more than back in the 60s when I got involved in all this getting drugs and all this other crap. And they kept me, I didn't even understand what was going on. But now we're phase 2 of it. It's just the 60s and the drugs is now just Occupy Wall Street and the same thing. They're pushing people. You got riots in the streets in Greece and everywhere else in Europe because they don't have any money. They gave it to the unions. They don't have to work. They just expect they pay them. Why? How is it that, how are we going to survive in this country? If the people that are paying the taxes, eventually there's going to be more getting it than more paying. Then what do you do? Then what happens? I mean, there's not an endless supply of money here, although the government just keeps printing it. Federal Reserve, which the founders said we couldn't do. They've done that. Just keep printing money in QE1, QE2, QE3 to prop up Wall Street. I don't care about Wall Street. Wall Street doesn't help me. That's just a bunch of people throwing money around. It's insanity. So now everybody has to be beholden to stockholders. Why? I don't need Wall Street. We just need workers. We need people that work, that believe in God. God first, family second, country third. That's another thing they've done a good job of, is breaking up the family. Nothing moral about that. They've done a great job of breaking up the family. Giving them everything. The more kids you have, the more money we'll give you. Just stay single. Don't worry about a dad. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. Giving it away. Absolutely giving it away. Why? Why? We didn't need this.
Illegal immigration. Although this is another problem I have. Immigration, it's how they word things. Immigration can't be illegal. Immigration is when you come through, you immigrate. It would be illegal aliens or whatever else you want to call it. And now in California, they're saying they're legal, or immigration is now illegals, or now they call them immigrants, even though they're not legal, so they can get driver's licenses. Now they've coined them as immigrants. I would love to have a lot of people come in this country through the front door. I think we need them. I agree, we do need them. But this illegal crap, it just, Reagan made it to where they just come on in, come on in. This is insanity too. We have laws. This is the thing. We are not a democracy. There's another thing, this word democracy. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. We are ruled by law, and we have no longer the rule of law in this country. Laws are broken. The Supreme Court, all these courts, anything you make, the people pass what they want, and then the courts come in and say, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Why? We the people spoke. If we're speaking and we're the government, how can the government then tell us we can't do it? Laws, basic laws, are all being broken. All being broken. And you're telling, how many other countries do you think, including Mexico, do you think would let an American come in there and tell them, take food stamps and everything else, free education? You think any other country's going to give that? Well, that's not true, because Europe's doing it and they're paying for it and they realize it now and they've stopped it. But if you go down to Mexico and see how far you get away with that. Go up to Canada and see how far you get away with that. An American citizen thinking they can just go in, immigrate, will just illegally, and see how far you get. You're telling us, a sovereign nation, everybody's telling us, America, the United States of America, a sovereign nation, what we can and cannot do, who we can and can't let into this country. This is insanity too. We run this country. We decide who comes in and who comes out. If we don't build this wall and stop people from coming in, we're done. We're toast. We're going to be overrun. People just need to wake up, and that's just a fact. And if there was, I agree with there's a way for immigration with the illegals that we have in here. There is a way. We do. We make them get in the back of a line, and they've got to earn it. They got to go through so many years and pay so much, and then they get in. They go back, and then they come in. We put them on a list. That's fair. I don't disagree with that. That's fine. But that's not what, until you stop them from coming in, period, then you're wasting your time and my money. And my money, which all these illegal aliens, all they do is get my money. They get everything, health care, schooling, welfare, all paid. Why? I didn't ask to get them in here. I don't sanctuary cities. This stuff is insanity. We are a sovereign nation. We decide who to let in and out. We get it under control. All these things have to be put under control. And these politicians that it just back and forth. That's why we need to get good people in here. We just have to. And the citizenry has to get involved in these elections and find out what's really going on. It goes back to my niece and this white people sending white men, old white men, sending young Americans to die. You need to understand something in this country. Veterans, our military, they pay the ultimate price for what we have, which is freedom. And I don't understand how, if we're letting our freedoms go day to day to day, especially freedom of the NRA. This is what this, don't let freedom of speech, where they're trying to keep the PAC money out. It isn't about the PAC money, it's about the NRA and our rights to bear arms. That's what this is about. They're trying to stop the NRA, not through all these other people, these corporations. It ain't anything to do with those guys. It isn't. It's the NRA. They're trying to take our guns. So once I get our guns, these people think I'm crazy, radical, whatever you want to say. The founders said that we need to bear arms in case the government tries to take us over. And I'm figuring if we can't protect our own military and we won't go in and save them, nobody's going to be in the military to start with. That's the only thing that's the only thing the socialist agenda doesn't have. They have the schools, education. They have the government with the money, but they don't have the military. It's the only thing they don't have. Because the military, moral men who volunteer, they're not drafted, they volunteer to serve this country. And I'm so damn proud of them, you wouldn't believe it. They volunteer to save this country. So there's no, if we lose the military, we're done. We're done. And if we have a deal in Benghazi where they're asked for help and we won't give it to them and they die, people think I listen to Rush Limbaugh and I think he's awesome. He's a good American. But I hear these servicemen call in and say, well, they're not going to serve anymore because if they cannot protect us and they won't come and help us, why should they? And I agree. Same thing in Afghanistan. We should get out. We're not allowed to shoot back. Our women have to wear headscarves. This is crazy. We're Americans. We're Americans. We don't need to bow to anybody. We do not. We don't need to apologize to anybody. You spent my money, Mr. Obama. Secretary Clinton, President Obama, I'm sorry, and Secretary Clinton, because the presidency is an honorable position and you should be treated as such. But you spent my money, $70,000 for an ad in Pakistan to apologize for a movie that wasn't even the problem? What is that? More of my money gone. Why? Do you really think these people, these crazy, and it's not Muslim, it's Islamic extremists. This is another thing where this is insanity. You got very few of them, probably 10 or 15% of the whole Muslim population is running all the population, and they're whether you like it or not, they're taking over there. They are. They've taken over the Middle East and poor Israel, which I don't care what Obama, he is not supporting Israel. He is not. He is not, because he should have already said, draw a line in the sand. This is it. Because if we don't stop them, Iran, if we do not stop them, we're toast here. We're toast. This hasn't worked. Look at North Korea. We can't do anything to them. Look at China. We owe them so much money. We can't do anything to them. North Korea. They do whatever they want because China protects them. And what are we going to do to China? We owe them trillions of dollars. This is insanity. So now we have to be beholden to them. It's immoral, really what it is. We've come to, this is why my niece needs, and my kids need to see this too, because this is, if we don't stop this nonsense, they do not have a future. That's why we reached a fork in the road here. And it isn't left and it isn't right. It's up or down. Evil or God. This is where we're at right now. If we do not get this country back under God, after which it was founded, under God, and if our churches don't start standing up, this nonsense of separation of church and state, there's no such thing. That's nonsense. They taught religion in schools when our country was founded. Just over the last 100 years, they have wiped it out. That's why we're in the mess we're in, because they've gotten rid of religion. They've gotten rid of God. We have become an immoral country. There are no morals left in this country. So the only road we got here, the fork in the road, isn't left or right. It's either up or down. It's either God or devil, evil. Doesn't matter. I mean, America's got a choice here. You got to vote. It's probably, to me, the biggest right that we have is the right to vote, which means we can stop this nonsense if we vote and make these people, the citizenry has to get involved here. We have got to start making these politicians accountable. We do. This is our fault. We let them get away with it. We became complacent. So they've taken everything. They have taken everything, and now the government's almost so big, I'm not sure we can get it back. But I know I'll die trying. I should have worn my other shirt. It doesn't matter, but I should have worn something else, because I'm a Murdoch fan and I think he's a good person. But it's irrelevant. This is what you look at right here. I pray for America. I pray for America every night. I am on my knees praying for America, because if we don't get God back and the churches don't get involved, and we knock this nonsense of no such thing as separation of church and state, they're the same thing. We were founded under God. This country's done. And that's all I got to say.